Hey, everybody,
We're back.
and excited to do so live once again.
Yes, it's good to be live. You know, feels good to be back doing this again. Life got in the way last week, mostly on
Yeah.
my end, but we're back.
My end too. Don't worry. We both had things to do last week, and we just got caught up in all that life stuff, life and work and
We did.
family, and
Yeah,
you know,
it happens. It
yeah.
happens. But glad to be back here live. Efren, how are you?
I'm doing good, sir. I'm doing really good, actually. Having a good day, enjoying the beautiful day outside.
It's not
Feels
raining.
great. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
that's
raining,
good.
so that's always good. So,
So
Gary, I do notice under your tombstone poster back there, there's
I
a
know.
big opening for another poster. What's going on?
So if you can see, my Batman Returns Michael Keaton poster is laying on the chair.
Mm.
About a week and a half ago, the frame fell and it broke.
Uh,
And I just haven't had a chance to get a new frame yet. So, yeah, I was gonna try to hang it before our show, but I forgot. So, no,
yeah.
but I
There you
will. It's on the list of things to do. I gotta find my Blu-ray remote and I gotta get a new frame for my Batman Michael Keaton poster.
So if anyone wants to PayPal Gary so
That'd
he
be
can get
great.
a new
Yeah,
poster, frame, I mean.
ghall15@gmail.com. Just send it over and I'll use it. Much appreciated. Yeah.
Yes.
There
Hey,
we
gotta
go.
have the shout out there for you, man.
Hey, I appreciate it.
A
And
little
to
help.
all our OCD friends out there, I'm sorry if my posters are off balance today,
Yeah.
but I will try to get that fixed. I
Yes.
understand.
Hopefully.
I
Hopefully.
yeah, it pains me as well.
Yeah.
So,
So uh, here you are. I guess we can just continue to catch up here. And what have you watched recently, my man?
honestly, not much. I've been a very bad movie viewer lately.
Mm.
Watching stuff, stuff with the kids. The kids and I watched Over the Moon not too long
Mm.
ago. My daughter's obsessed with that movie. Um, Watched some Mandalorian again this morning. That's kind of been most of my viewing lately. So yeah, not much too exciting on my end. I'm trying to
Hmm.
think. Watched a little bit of Beetlejuice a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
about you?
So I know for me, Mandalorian type stuff. I haven't seen the new one yet. I'll see it tonight. And then we will have a review for you. I don't know when, but
Yeah,
we will. Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So we will have that. But I'll watch that tonight. Let's see. I actually have bought movies, but have yet to watch them because my pops is in town again, and
Mm.
he's been at TV Hall, which now I know where I get it from. So there you
Nice,
go.
awesome.
But the thing I did watch is he wanted me to watch this movie called Queen of Catway. It's about a true story about a young, like I think she was 14-year-old girl in Africa who's like a chess prodigy, like super genius, and
Oh
chess
wow.
like gets her out of her poverty stuff that she's in. Um, but then, but then she puts like Uganda and stuff on the map because she goes to like um, international tournaments and stuff like that. So it was actually pretty good and just showed like the
Mm.
life of what kids go through and what privileged people and poor people and how like that tension is there and it's
Hmm.
just a bunch of stuff. Actually pretty good because I was just kind of like because usually when dad suggests movies it's 50-50. So this was the good 50
Oh,
side.
yeah. Oh, good. Glad to hear. What was it called again?
It's called Queen of Catway. It's on Disney Plus. I think it came out like
Okay.
16. I just never heard of it. But Black Panther's girlfriend is in it.
Okay.
She is the mother of the
All right.
prodigy. So
Cool. I'll have to check that
that's what
out.
and
Yeah.
hopefully
My
I can. I was like,
I'll add that to my watch list. I've got a growing watch list on Disney Plus these days.
oh, good,
So
yeah. And hopefully the movies I have I get to watch soon, and then each one of them I'm going to tell you
yeah.
about because I need to watch one of them with you, Gary.
Hmm.
So and
Yes.
then yeah, and then yeah. So I'm excited. Other than that, I bought the new Spider-Man Miles Morales game yesterday. I
I
haven't
was
played it
gonna
yet.
ask you if you. I was gonna ask you if you bought that because I kept seeing it advertised, and I was like, I wonder if Efren's got that yet. And
Yep. I
every
had
time I went to go
pre-ordered.
ask you, I forgot.
Yep, I had pre-ordered it. So it's in my house. I just haven't done
Oh,
anything with it yet.
nice.
So, and it'll now be 3 games that I'm trying to play at the same time. All 3 games, which are going to require lots of focus. It's this one
Hmm.
game called Ghost of Tsushima, and then the Avengers game, and then now this. So it's like
Oh.
there is no playing multiple of them in one night. It's like one
Yeah.
night I might do an hour or two, and then I'm done. So,
Yeah.
and then I gotta go to bed. So
Yeah. I appreciate that you're a responsible video game player.
yeah, I try.
That's good.
I try.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully, I've never been the person who could just sit there for like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours and play video
Mhm.
games. It's just too much for me. I can't handle it.
Yeah, I think it becomes a chore after that. Chore
Yes.
/ addiction /
Mhm.
you know, you look up from your video game and your family's moved out.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
but that's cool. Yeah, I kept seeing the Miles Morales game, and I was like, I wonder if Efren's got that. So cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was
Yeah.
this game. I was all
Yeah. And here we go. We got Cole telling us he needs to play the Spider-Man game with me. He says he's so excited for it. So I do need to ask Cole, did you play the first one at all or get any glimpse of it at all? Because, I mean, obviously the first one sets up this game. So if you have, let me know. I'll love to know if you have or not. Because if not, I'll glad to go backwards to go forward.
sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah. So I guess going on to some movie news before we go on to our main
Yeah.
topic. Again,
Got
we
some
know we're a
news.
little late. We know we're a little late on some of this stuff because
Mhm.
we've been out, but that's quite all right. So,
It's all
wait,
right.
I think Cole said yes at my house. So I guess at some point he did catch a glimpse. Maybe it was when he was dog sitting or something, or maybe he saw me play.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so I know some of this may be a little old, but if you haven't heard, Sean Connery on Halloween, no less, right?
Yeah. Very scary
that right?
stuff. Yeah. I believe that's
Yeah.
when I saw it. Halloween,
Yeah. So the great Sean
Iconic.
Connery, iconic actor, passed away at how old was he? 92?
Yeah, something like that.
I think
He was
somewhere
there.
up there. I mean,
Um,
so I got on there. Here's what's funny, Gary, is I found this picture because, of course, I think he's most famous for his James Bond.
oh yeah, no doubt.
I think he's most famous for that. That's why I found this picture to put up here. But what's funny to me is when I think of Sean Connery, because then again I'm younger, so like, but when I think of Sean Connery, the first things I think of are like either he is Indiana Jones's dad,
Yep.
or he was the voice of the dragon in Dragonheart, or
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
or he was in Leagues of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which just shows you how young we are. Because like
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff he was in,
Mhm.
when we were actually babies.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I mean, obviously he's mostly known as James Bond, but when I think of Sean Connery, I'm not a big Bond guy. I don't dislike him, but Casino Royale is the most well known, and the GoldenEye game from when we were kids. If you didn't play that, and from our generation, I mean, what were you doing with your?
Well, and so
Um,
for us, it was Pierce Brosnan was the
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, he was James Bond. But yeah, Henry Jones, Professor Henry Jones, Indiana Jones' dad, is where I know him from. Probably, I go back and forth. I have the poster right over here, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Not only one of my favorite Indiana Jones movies, but one of my favorite movies. He's so awesome in that movie. Him and Harrison Ford going back and forth. Know him from that, and The Untouchables is probably the other one. I know him from, and Sean Connery, a master of his craft.
Yep, and also, and you remember this. Now we're not saying this as a go watch because I can remember the content.
I know where you're going with this.
I know, but The Rock.
Yep.
He was
So it's funny you mentioned that because I was driving the other day and I was thinking about the show. I was like, I wonder if I'm going to be allowed to mention The Rock.
Yeah, that's what we have to caveat it here because I'll be honest with you. The only I remember I think my dad rented The Rock back in the day.
Mhm.
He watched. So as a kid, of course, I'm sure there's plenty of stuff I didn't notice. And then every time I watched it since, because I don't own it, it's always been on TV. And of course, TV edits.
Yeah.
And so it's just so I have no idea. So don't go out and watch it because we said
Yes.
we remember him from that movie. We remember that movie from a very we were younger
yes.
and haven't watched it since. But
Yeah. It was
who broke
Michael
out
Bay
and-
before Transformers was he used some pretty heavy language. But I will say about The Rock, disclaimer, Sean Connery is amazing in that movie. He's a guy who escapes out of Alcatraz, him and Nicolas Cage. but it comes on TV all the time. It's always on
Yeah.
TBS. Watch it there. Watch it
Yes.
there, because
If you're gonna watch it,
we
watch
can't
it.
advise you watch it any other way, because that happened to me. Speaking of, what we're going to talk about today, I bought it years ago at
Mm-hmm.
Best Buy on Blu-ray, not remembering, and I went home, put it in, and I was just like, oh no, this is
Okay, so
I no longer own it. Yeah, so
You have a little bit more fresher take on it than I do.
yeah, and
Right.
watch it on TV. It's not on my Blu-ray
Right.
shelf, by the way. So,
Yeah.
but Sean Connery is great. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, 2020, is what it is. We, he's up in his 90s, but he was like I said, a master of his craft.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people from our generation also know him as Daryl Hammond from Saturday Night Live, Celebrity Jeopardy. Sean Connery,
Yeah.
Celebrity Jeopardy. But,
Yeah.
of course, it wasn't him; it was his impersonation. But
Right. Yeah, but it is that, and he's like done such like just a lot of great stuff, and just a national treasure in general, and so just all that, and I think I'm with you. It's just probably his role as Henry Jones is probably for us what we think probably his best,
oh yeah,
and would have been awesome to see more of that dynamic of them two going
Mhm.
back and forth.
Mhm.
So
when he looks down at Indiana Jones and says, Indiana, let it go," that gets me every time.
yeah.
I watch that close to Father's Day every year, and
Oh, nice, very nice.
Yeah. Great movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
Sean Connery.
So then, moving on to our next topic here. Again, we know we're a little behind, but we don't care. Here's what it is this movie right here. Carrie, tell everyone the good news about this one. Yes, the cup.
98 cent at Walmart. We both got one. Dang right.
Yes, we did.
Good news. Park Domain has wrapped filming, wrapped production, and I know that it's not that big a deal, but it is, because in the era of COVID that we're in, we always see shutdown production, we always see delays. To see that they're finished and they're gonna just go to the cutting room and all that, and just we'll get this movie soon. That was I love that poster, by the way.
Yeah, it
really
is a
cool.
pretty sick.
And but yeah, so glad to see they have wrapped production, and hopefully we'll see the movie before long, 2020 something. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, and if you've been following us, we did deep dives on all the other films in this franchise. Gary and I do love this franchise, even though it has very high highs and very low lows. So,
Yes,
Yes.
it does. So,
so
Alan.
looking forward to it.
But,
Yeah, I know.
yeah, but I can't wait for this movie. I'm excited for it, and so it did my heart some good to see Sam Neill's post the other day when he was talking about how
Yes.
much he loved making this movie and how they had wrapped production, and so
It was just
bring
great
on the
seeing him in-
dinosaurs. I know, right?
Yeah, it was great to see him in general because he could very well could have been like, I'm not touching this franchise after JP3,
No,
and so the
He's-
fact that he came back is great.
he
And
will
honestly,
be
I'm excited.
reprising his role as Guy in the Hat.
Yes, and I'm glad that Colin Trevorrow, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm glad
Sure.
that he's the one directing this one too, and so because he directed Jurassic World, the first one, and we both really like that. So I'm glad that he's back to finish off what he did. I'm just hoping there was a lot more thought. I mean, it seems like there's a lot more thought into the story of this trilogy. I'm
Mhm.
hoping we're not getting a Star Wars thing where Abrams did the first, someone else did the second, he comes back for the third and screws it up. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping, but
me too.
judging by the second one didn't, like Last Jedi, didn't like completely leave. So it seems like they actually have a plan. So I'm hoping that's the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, I felt that way. I mean, when we talked about Fallen Kingdom, not the best when you look at the Jurassic Park, but you saw at the end of that movie, you say, okay, I want to see where they're going with this. You can tell they have a plan.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and that short that we got
yeah,
months ago or so, I can't remember.
Mhm.
Like that also got me very excited because it just showed like, okay, if this little 5-minute thing was this awesome, I can't imagine what the 2.5 hour, I'm sure, movie is going to.
Yeah, I got a feeling Colin Trevorrow has been leading up to this movie since 2015's Jurassic World. So, but yeah, it was just really nice to see wrap production, not delayed, not COVID shut down. Just we're done. So
yeah, we're done.
For filming forward. At least. Yeah,
and I'm very excited. Here you go. You got.
Hey, my man Bryson. What's up, dude?
Yeah.
Hope to see you at night. He'll be there tonight. So
awesome. I love Bryson profile pic there.
I know, right? Good, Cowboy Bryson.
Yeah. So, so moving into our next bit of news that also will lead us into, might as well just say it, lead us into our rant. Yeah. So here's all I'm putting up. Here's a caption I chose, Gary. Amazon proves us right. Proves us right. And here's why is check this out. Like, so, this is from Yahoo, all right? So if you look at this right here, it says, I love their title. Thank you, Yahoo. Buy DVDs again. Amazon says you don't own digital purchases. So what happened from this is apparently somebody had bought some movie, I guess a couple years ago. Now they're no longer in their Amazon Prime list, like movie list. And they decided to sue, but because of fine print stuff, Amazon won it. And so, this is, like you see here, it's coming from the Hollywood Reporter. So it says, so here's pretty much, this is what I like, is this part right here. When Amazon Prime Video users buy content on the platform, what they're really paying for is limited license for on-demand viewing over an indefinite period of time. And they warrant that in the company's term of use. Again, the fine print that nobody reads, right? When it says agree, yeah, sure, agree, move on.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get, no one actually has time to read that nonsense. Just as that's the company's argument for why a lawsuit over the hypothetical future deletions of content should be dismissed. So that's what they wanted. They're like, you can't delete content. And so, but that's the thing is you don't actually have. So if you keep reading, through this, and it says story continues. As you keep reading through this here, I'm just click this. It shows you, it gives a little bit more like what it's secretly reserving the right to and all that kind of stuff. But basically what it comes down to is when you buy physical media, when you buy digital media, you are buying a license to view that, as it said there. Like, that's what you're buying. You're not buying a copy of it. You're buying a license to view it when you want, as long as Amazon or the studios or whoever agrees to keep it on there. Think of it like Netflix, right? Like Netflix has a license to play something for so long. Well, when Disney Plus came out, slowly they're taking their stuff back because obviously they want it all on Disney Plus. So that means if you pay for Netflix, just say you got Netflix for these movies and these series, well, guess what? You didn't pay to have a copy of that on your Netflix. You just paid to watch it as long as Netflix has the license to it. So as Amazon or whatever loses licenses or deals or whatever, or if Amazon just says, we don't want to carry this because there's not enough views and we're losing money, they can just take it off because you do not own a copy of it.
Or in the, dare I say, I don't want to get on a tangent here, dare I say in the era of cancel culture, if they decide that a movie doesn't fit their views, they'll either chop it up and or just get rid of it. And sorry, it's theirs to do what they want.
We've seen Disney do that with editing out classics because they didn't want to offend this, that, the other, or whatever. And it's just kind of like, I know they have a right because it's their own films, I guess, but at the same time, what about the directors and everybody? So, and my boy JP here, the same thing. You can say the same thing about music too, right? Yes, that is correct. If you actually go on iTunes or Google Play or anything like that, they have the same thing in their terms of use if you actually spend the time to read it. You are not actually buying a copy of that music. You are buying a license to listen to it as long as it's available on that platform. So with music, same exact thing. So if you are like my dad, for instance, my dad is a huge music guy. And for the longest time, he's always been like, don't buy me, gift cards for digital. I want the actual physical thing. I want the booklet. I want everything. And when Gary and I were on the opposite end, not opposite, I guess the other side, I don't know how you say it, parallel, but with movies. Exactly. So, but yeah, that's the thing, because here's the difference. between the two is when you buy your physical copy, like what Gary showed us wonderfully. When you buy that, you bought that copy. That copy
Yep.
is yours.
It's mine.
You have a license. You own that copy. Now realize you do not have a license to the movie. This is why
Nope.
you have at the beginning the copyright, the FBI stuff. Like you can't go out and open up a movie theater, buy a Blu-ray, and show it and charge admission.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a right to do that stuff. You have the right to view it in your home. You know, up to I think what it says up to 50 people or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some kind of like limit.
Yeah.
But that copy is yours. Like you can't pull it back. Like you bought that copy, but you don't own the original stuff. So you can't use it to make money yourself, or like we can't use like if we ever were monetized or something, right? We couldn't use clips without some kind of
Mm-hmm.
copyright thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this copy's ours. Like you can't take that away. It's ours, you know, forever, and until it breaks or whatever. So that's kind of the
Yeah.
difference. And I love what they put here. You know, buy DVDs again. It's almost like the world just woke up to something that Gary, you and I already knew.
I know. Been saying it for years. If you have a movie that you love and it means something to you, buy a physical copy of it. Put it on your shelf. Let it sit there. When you want to watch it, you don't have to worry about maybe your internet's down. You know, there's so many reasons, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, you stow it in there and you watch it when you want, you know, and it's on display. People come over. One of my favorite things is, you know, we both have movie collections, and is when people come over, especially people I don't know that well, and they see the movies and boom, instant conversation piece, you know?
Right.
Oh, I like that movie, or I haven't seen this. Well, let me tell you about it. Let me tell you why I bought it. You know what I'm saying? So those movies you love, those movies from your childhood, buy them. You know, I'm not saying go out and be stupid with your money, but, you know, it's just the idea of just streaming is a convenience for when, you know, I think it should be just an added convenience where if you want to watch something, okay, I'll hit a few buttons, it's fine. But it should never be the only way we buy content, I think, because of all these reasons. It's basically long-term renting, you know? When my wife and I were first married, we were looking at this townhouse, the first town we lived in, and we were going to rent this house, and we were about to sign the papers, but then we saw in the fine print that the owner of the house had the right to stop by anytime unannounced. And if we signed it, and so we decided not to. So basically, that's the same thing when you just did content. Whoever owned those rights, they have the rights to do whatever they want with it. They can take it back, they can change it. It's not yours. So just keep that in mind, you know?
Yeah. And I think, you know, JB asked a good question. With this coming to light, one of the things like Spotify membership or the like is worth it. I know that's the thing. It's like even with Spotify, you know, yeah, you have that license and stuff, you pay for that. But let's say you cancel your membership and stuff. I mean, I don't have Spotify, so maybe someone who does might be. But I wonder, like, if you cancel your membership, like completely, let's say you completely cancel membership, you get rid of your account, all that stuff, and you start over. Well, guess what? You know, all those music and stuff, everything is, I mean, in theory, should be gone. It's not like it's something that you can actually like keep. Not like back in the day, Gary, when you and I would burn CDs of mixes and stuff.
I never did that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I just wonder, like, all that kind of stuff, like, is it worth it? I mean, you can even stretch this to gaming, because even with like the new consoles like PS5 and Xbox they have one you can buy with a disc drive, so you can actually have physical games, or one where you do completely online. This probably most likely even stretches to gaming as well, to where you're buying a license to stream and play those games online. But then if they want to pull it, guess what? Your game's gone. So you could have dropped $60 to play a game, and then you may save content. But so I mean, there's just a lot more that goes into this than that.
Yeah.
And so that's the kind of stuff. It's just like, I mean, I'm the kind of person, if I'm going to spend money, like I tell my wife, I don't mind throwing down some cash on things that I know I'm going to have for a long period of time.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't bother me. Like if I'm buying a computer or stuff, or like a car or stuff for a car or whatever, like I'm going to have it for years and years and years. Sure, I'll throw down because like my grandfather always said, the cheap always ends up being expensive because you have to keep buying stuff, fixing it over and over.
Yep.
So I don't mind that at all. but throwing down again the same price that you could have physical media on digital content that could go away. That just I don't like that.
No, no, me neither. And I think some people might feel overwhelmed because we're not saying buy everything. I've tried that. It is no, but what you do, like, okay, for music, all right, what are those bands? What are those singers that you just love? Okay, just say, okay, well, I'm gonna buy this genre of music. I'm gonna buy this band's music physically, and everybody else I'll listen to on streaming or Pandora or whatever. But this group, I'm gonna make like a wish list, and this is gonna be my collection. Same with movies. Like I have a list on my phone of a movie wish list, and that keeps me from feeling like I have to buy everything. But if you go see a movie and you absolutely love it. Okay, like for example, when Tenet comes out, I'm gonna buy it because I want it on my shelf. Same with other movies. So
Anyways,
do what?
I said December 12th. Isn't that when it comes out? I think it's sometime
I think so. Not far away. But yeah, I think the dangerous thing can be we have everything. That's not the case. But what do you like? The list and go through them one by one.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like if you, I guess, wrong side. Like I know if you see behind me, some of y'all probably looking at my collection thinking like, well, looks like Efren buys everything. You need to realize this is like, I mean, I started DVD, now Blu-rays and also mixed with some 4K. Like I started this when I was in high school. So like this isn't, I've done all this in a year. Like this collection has started since I was in high school, the same thing. Like, cause I go to the movies a lot. I see a lot of movies, but I don't buy all of them. I buy the ones where I'm like, I'm going to watch this over and over. So like for instance, I saw Knives Out. I loved that. That movie was great. It was really, really good. But it wasn't a movie that I know I'm going to just be like, I'm going to keep watching this over and over. Because it's like, it's a really well-made movie. It's really good. But where it's a mystery movie, stuff like that is hard for me to keep watching sometimes because you already know the ending. So it just, once you've seen it, like I've seen it maybe 2 or 3 times now because I've watched it again with Katie. So I guess twice. I watched it again with Katie, and that was it. But then it was like, okay, and then that's it. Like, so I'm not going to spend money. I'm not going to rewatch it, use it.
I'm the same. I collect movies from my childhood that I want my kid to watch with the kids one day. And stuff I just enjoy rewatching, revisiting. We just did all these Halloween movies, and Christmas is right around the corner. I have a section on my shelf of movies me and Megan and sometimes the kids are going to want to watch together, and I'll just go to the shelf and get them, and just But what really concerns me is I've seen some of the Facebook groups I'm a part of that are about physical media in different cities around. I haven't seen it here. They're posting pictures where Walmart and Best Buy and Target are moving their physical copies out. Like clearing them out. Like apparently Best Buy is doing like a massive cleanup of their Blu-rays, and like I've seen pictures of just empty shelves, and that's really sad, So, and then we get Amazon confirms all this, and it's like, but they're wanting to take the Blu-rays away, So I hopefully it's not something, and that's another thing. These movies that you love, buy them when you can because you never know how hard they're going to be able to find. And that's another thing you were talking about, the presumption, is that a word? Assumption of our collection. People think the same of me as like, he must spend all of his money on movies. Well, no, that's time. I don't have near the collection you have anymore. That's a long story. But anyway, long story there. But it's time and bargain shopping. Majority of my movies came from, the discount bin at Walmart, Target, Best Buy, pawn shops, eBay. I do a lot, find movies on eBay, and but the new releases, I'll go out and buy them. Like my edition of Endgame, I got the Target exclusive.
Me too.
It looks amazing on the shelf. So. Yeah, I could talk about this for hours. I don't want to get upset.
Well, like even what we say, like bargain shopping. So I put this out here because I know we talked about possibly showing like even what we have. So here's what I got bargain shopping.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
4K. That got my light. It makes it hard. So 4K with 4K Blu-ray and a digital copy, $10 on Amazon. $10. Nice. You could do, and if you're like $10 is too much, they had Blu-ray and digital for $5. but
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I will take the 4K and get that. And so that's the thing. It's like I never bought Hacksaw Ridge because there were other Marvel movies and other stuff going on that I wanted. So that this was one that I absolutely loved this movie. I knew I would watch it over and over. I could use it for different things like youth ministry stuff, which we did this
Mm-hmm.
past summer.
Yep, we
And
did.
so
Great movie.
yeah, had to get to YouTube. But anyways, but I never watched it because this is one that's like, yeah, I really like it, but I'll cut it for now because
Mm-hmm.
there's other stuff that I would rather have. And then now I'm like, there's not enough coming out. I haven't been spending a whole lot on movies because of COVID and all that. But let me see, find it for $10. So sometimes
Yeah.
that's how you do it too, and it makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, there's always deals. Black Friday. Oh my gosh, movies are always on sale. Me and my brother-in-law
Yeah.
Michael, we have our tradition. We go out every other year because when we're Thanksgiving together, we'll go out and buy movies or at least look at movies.
Right.
But yeah, if you see the ones you love, pick them up. So.
Yep. And I recommend
Yeah,
getting combo packs like this if you can. Like this is 4K
Oh yeah,
and digital, and so like
it's all
I have
together.
hopefully a PS5. When I have, I can play the 4K, but you also have the Blu-ray, and it comes with digital. See, that's where like what you said, it is a convenience. So it's like if I want to download it on a iPad or something to watch it on a long trip, I can. But
Yep.
but you know what?
This past
It just doesn't beat plugging it in, watching it.
Nope.
You don't have to worry about buffering or any of that nonsense.
This past 4th of July, we were traveling to my dad's house. My dad doesn't have a Blu-ray player, DVD player. I watched Jaws every 4th of July. And so I did what I had to do. I sat in my kids' kiddie pool with them, had Jaws on the phone. Was it the best? No, but I did what I had to do. But I'm not going to get rid of my amazing 4K and Blu-ray edition of Jaws because I can put it on my phone. No, that's not. No, that's irresponsible.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, and like, even if they pulled the digital copy of Jaws, for instance, or they'll pull the digital copy of Hacksaw Ridge, I still have this. So
Yep.
like, I didn't lose out on money, and that's
Yeah.
the best part about it.
Nobody from Universal or Fox Pictures, I hope not, is going to come in and take that off our shelf.
I know. I guess technically they should, but I doubt they're going to hunt down all the physical
I
copies.
mean, yeah. We're here to confiscate your, my dad said, no one will hook it up for me. He's got the Blu-ray player. Scott
poor guy.
won't, my brother won't hook it up for me. Maybe over Christmas I'll help you, Dad.
There you go.
So,
And here's another good look at Cole. He bought Ford
Mm-hmm.
versus Ferrari because he loved the movie. Watched it a good 20 times already. What a great one to
great
watch.
movie.
man.
Yeah,
Great one to-
that's rewatchable. That's great.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very good
So-
movie.
Very good.
Yeah.
But there you go. See, like, but that's the thing. It's like, I mean, I know you can do that with digital, but and if it's a movie, if he's already watched it 20 times, he's going to want to keep revisiting this. He's going to want to revisit it with his kids. Like I get to watch the old Star Wars. My dad got to watch Star Wars with me because of VHS, and then I got DVDs and such. I get to watch it with my kids. Stuff like that is that's the good stuff. And then I like, Jamie, about COVID has a lot to do with physical content. I mean, I think it does. I think a lot of studios like Disney Plus, I think we talked about before, Disney Plus said they're really focusing on their streaming right now, not so much theatrical releases and physical media and stuff. But I think right now everyone's trying to save a dollar. So I think that's probably why you have this. And if people aren't buying, because the thing, you don't have a lot of new movies coming out. So you have all these older movies just sitting on the shelf. Because let's take like a Best Buy, for instance. If you go to Best Buy or you go to Target or something, you go to get a new movie. I don't know about you, but most movie lovers, I think, and I think you're in the same boat, you pick up the copy of the thing you went there for, and then you always kind of browse the rest to see if there's any deal or anything else that you might pick up. And since you don't have that extra added layer of something new coming out and movie lovers might browse to take stuff off the shelves, they might have a bunch of stuff on the shelves that's just sitting there losing them money.
And Best Buy had those giant buckets. It was like $5.99 Blu-rays. They had some good stuff in there too. You still have that.
Yeah, so that mixed in, like what he says, warehouses shutting down. I mean, I think all that has a lot to do with it. I'm just very curious to see, whenever we get a vaccine or whatever the heck the future looks like and things get back to normal, if you will. What is it going to look like? Because the thing too, even with physical media, it's not like, I feel like it's different from movie theater. Movie theaters, people actually have to go there to do. Okay, so movie theaters would be a different conversation about will people ever want to go back? But like this, I ordered it on Amazon. I didn't have to go to the store. So like, people can still get a copy of this without leaving their house. And if it's a new release, you can order it off Amazon. I did it before with, like, I think Avengers Age of Ultron. I got it the day it came out in my mailbox. So you can still get that without having to go somewhere. So I think that side of things is a little safer for that specifically. But yeah, and then he also says, always check the $5 bin in Walmart.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. You never know what's going to be in there. You never know. Yeah.
Yep.
I got some good stuff out of there,
Yeah. Oh, Gary and I got Bill and Ted
Oh, yes.
feature for $5.
Yep.
So,
2 for $5. Just in time for the third one. Is that out yet? Is that out on?
it is out.
I need to
It
pick
is
that
out.
up.
Yeah. It is out. So, but that is why. I mean, there's just so many reasons why physical media is so much better, especially now, like with Blu-ray and 4K disc. These things are practically indestructible. Like,
Oh, yeah. Watch this. I was kidding.
yeah,
I wouldn't do
But
that.
you do.
Not-
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't do that, but that's the thing. Like, you can easily, like I've found Blu-rays. I'm like, oh, this will never play, and it plays perfectly fine. They're a little bit more resistant to shock and different things. I mean, scratches and different things like that until you actually like split it in half. So they're a lot better than DVDs. They'll last you a lot longer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So, oh, look at that.
Yep.
He found a copy of Untouchable in there.
Oh, nice. That's a
$5 Blu-ray.
great Kevin Costner, Sean Connery, De Niro. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
I like that
So-
movie a lot.
But yeah, Gary and I can keep going on this topic.
Oh gosh, I know. If you want to start, this is the last thing I'll say about it. If you want to start a movie collection, make a list, check it twice. Just kidding. Sorry, that was lame. Make a list and just go through it and say these are movies I want to own, and just look online, look everywhere, and buy the movies you love.
Yep, buy the movies you love. And listen, you're spending the same amount of money on a digital copy as you are physical. Might as well get the physical copy that comes with the digital copy. So, because it's the same price. If you buy it the week it comes out, it's $12, whether online or physical copy. And the physical copy, like you said, you get a physical and a digital. Might as well just spend your $20 a little more wisely, in our opinion. So you can do that.
Listen
like
to
I
us.
said,
We're wise. We are
Very-
old and wise.
it's now we can studio listen to us, and we can fix Star Wars. We can fix DC. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we should do one day. How we fix Star Wars. How we fix DC.
There we go. With rewrites with Efren and Gary.
Yes.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will say this, okay. I like to thank whoever exposed this terms and condition on Amazon and other places. Because of course, like I said, no one reads it. But you and I always knew this anyways because common sense. But I'm glad it's now out in the open, and everyone who's paying attention anyways to this kind of stuff, you now know you do not
now know.
own your digital copy.
Yep.
And that is sad.
It is. It is. So buy physical. I mean, they look really cool too. Right down the shelf,
Yeah.
and just kind of put it
Oh,
there. And, what I want to watch. Yeah, people come over to your house and they see your movies. They'll talk to you about your movies, and they're not gonna pick up your remote and go through your digital library.
Never.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
But you got your movies on display. Oh yeah, what's that? Oh, yeah. So.
Great conversation starters. I know the first time Gary came over, of course, first thing I did was, Gary, come check
Yeah.
out the movie collection to see if
Yeah,
you approve.
likewise. Yeah, and I did very much.
Yep. And I approved of Gary's, what was left of it anyways.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
story for another day.
It's
but yeah.
it's steady but surely. It's growing. It's respectable.
Yes. Let's put it this way.
Hmm.
Gary's collection used to make mine look like a child's play toy. But due to big boy grown up decisions, it was dwindled
Yeah.
down. And
For many reasons. Yeah.
now he's building it back up.
Yes. Responsibly this time.
Yes, responsibly.
At least I'm attempting. So.
Let's put it this way. There's this little place that used to be around called Movie Stop that was dangerous for places like
Oh
that.
yes. I would drive 30 plus minutes to the movie stop, and I'd stay there for a long time. And just bad decisions were made in there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So
what a
that
place
is,
that was.
I know, man. That one should have survived. But anyways.
Man.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Oh, whoops.
If you haven't yet,
Microphone.
make sure you
Yes.
subscribe, share, turn on the bell, so you
Yeah.
have more content. We will be having Mandalorian reviews, more news, more rants, because I feel like good rants from Gary and I are always good. So,
Yeah,
but anyway,
it's therapeutic.
it's therapeutic for us, and
Yeah.
I don't know what it is for you guys, but thanks for
Yeah.
joining. We definitely still have more. So yeah, JB, yes, we did. We did visit Movie Stop quite a lot in the Loop. We did. So that's my boy from college. We went there
Nice.
to always look for stuff. So
Movie stop.
see, already physical media bringing people together in a place
Yep.
like Movie Stop.
Yep.
No,
What a glorious place.
I know. Oh man.
So,
But,
all right.
So-
well,
so-
if nothing
well-
comes up, we plan to be back next Friday with
Yes.
some more movie talking time. And join us.
Yes, join us indeed. We'll see you. Thanks for being here.
Cool.